There is a saying, the world steps aside for the man who knows where he is going. But few ever talk about the journey to find that where he is going, a journey full of rejection, doubt, and the erosion of self-belief. The real challenge is not finding the path, but holding firm to one's vision when everyone around you shakes their head. This is the story of such a journey, where one young person proved that genuine belief is the most powerful kind of capital that no investor can price or take away. Arya is a young architect, deeply passionate about designing green spaces that harmonize with nature. She nurtured a project called Oasis, a model for smart housing, self-sufficient in energy and fresh produce. For Arya, this was not just a business venture, but an unwavering belief in a sustainable future. After countless sleepless nights, Arya confidently presented the Oasis model to seek funding. Her target was the nation's leading green tech investment fund, a place she believed would share her vision. The first presentation ended in a heavy silence. The head of the fund, Mr. Victor, a seasoned investor, simply shook his head. "Your idea is very poetic, but far too impractical. An architect wanting to revolutionize the real estate industry, the market doesn't need dreamers. It needs people who can generate immediate profit. You lack experience, you lack a network, and you have no basis to believe you will succeed." The shock was like a bucket of cold water thrown onto Arya's fiery belief. She left the meeting room, feeling her idea had been stripped of all its value. Arya continued seeking funding, but doubt had begun to take root. Over 6 months, she received 12 rejections from various funds and investors. One person said the project was too expensive. Another said the market wasn't ready. Someone else told her she should find a major firm to work for instead of making things difficult for herself. After the 12th rejection, Arya sat in her small apartment, staring at the wooden Oasis model and feeling like a fool. She had dedicated everything, selling her only motorcycle to keep the company afloat, and all she received in return was continuous failure. One evening, Arya called her former professor, her voice thick with tears. "Professor, everyone says I'm not good enough. I'm starting to believe it's true. How can I keep believing in this project when the whole world is denying it?" Her professor's reply was gentle yet firm. "Arya, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Rejection is data, not a conviction. When people say no, they are not denying your worth or your idea. They are simply saying they do not see the path to success, not yet. True belief is not blind, it is the ability to see the potential that others cannot. You must be the first and most steadfast person to believe in Oasis." The professor's words awakened Arya. She realized the problem wasn't the idea itself, but how she was conveying her belief. She couldn't expect others to believe in something she hadn't yet proven. Arya changed her strategy. Instead of seeking large investments, she used her remaining money to rent a small plot of land on the outskirts of the city and build a miniature version of Oasis. She did everything herself, from installing solar panels to the irrigation system. People mocked her. They called her the vegetable-growing architect. But Arya didn't care. She believed that actions speak louder than words. If you cannot convince them with words, let them see the results. Confidence is not declaring how great you are, but committing to action despite doubt. When you dare to turn your belief into reality, confidence is spontaneously born from sweat and effort. This process itself forged Arya. And she learned how to optimize the design, reducing costs to a minimum. She gained a deeper understanding of materials and construction techniques. She was no longer afraid of rejection, because every day she was building the answer to those rejections. A year later, Oasis Mini was complete. It was a marvelous space, self-sufficient in electricity for living and featuring a thriving mini garden. A small article about the unique model appeared in a local magazine. The unexpected happened. Mr. Victor, the investor who had rejected Arya a year prior, called her. He visited Oasis Mini. Mr. Victor silently observed not the wooden model but the actual functioning result. He turned to Arya and said, "Last time you only had a dream. This time you have proof. I don't invest in ideas, I invest in belief demonstrated by action. You failed 12 times, but you built the answer to all 12 of those failures." Mr. Victor offered an investment, but this time Arya was not hasty. Belief and confidence are two sides of the same coin. Belief is the seed allowing you to start. Confidence is the tree nurtured by persistent action. Never let failure erode your seed. Use failure as fertilizer. When you are confident in your worth, you don't need to beg for approval. You just need to choose worthy companions. Arya accepted the offer, but with clear terms regarding the sustainability vision. The Oasis project subsequently became a huge success, not only because of its unique design, but because of the story of the architect who turned rejection into a launching pad with her unwavering self-belief. The final lesson: the road to success is always littered with closed doors. What matters is not the number of times you are rejected, but the number of times you choose to knock one more time with a firmer belief.